GM, good to see you, Deefin. Fire Dog, good to see you. Huge news. Yep. Yeah, we do got some good news to go over this morning. Excited for that. Looks like XRP is just challenging a pretty important level. I just happen to have this line here, and XRP just bounced right back off of it, but great sign to see pushing those upper levels. We'll see if we can get through it. Got a little bit of Ripple news this morning. Finally got the acquisition we've been waiting for. We'll be talking about that, so make sure to stick around. We'll do a breakdown of sort of what this business is, how it fits into Ripple, that whole kind of thing. We'll do that all live on stream. Michael, good to see you. Dale Fish. Just finishing up setting up the live stream, and I'll be back in the chat in a minute. Almost there. Guys, make sure if you're getting here early, you smash the like button. Appreciate everyone doing that. And we almost have everything set up. All right, there we go. $2 new resistance. No, I wouldn't say so yet. I mean, I think we're still kind of in this recovery period. So we get the chart up right now. If we take a look at the 15-minute, I'm just trying to find a chart long enough. We'll probably have to go to the hour. Yeah, so we go to the hour chart, and this is about as zoomed out as we can be on the hour chart. We can see $2 is sort of up here. So someone's asking if it's now resistance. We kind of need to test it a bit more first before we can see it as resistance. If we just pop right back up above this thing, then it's not going to be resistance. If we come up though, and we start really smacking off of this, so if we do something like this, and kind of trade here, can't get through it, drop, come back up, try again, like that's where I would start to look at that as resistance. But if we just pop right back up here and go right back trading upwards, technically it could still be resistance, but you know, if the resistance doesn't do anything to the chart, it doesn't mean much of anything. So that's kind of where we stand right now. We're kind of on the road to recovery. I do see the stock market opening pretty positive, which is a good sign. Great to see that. We have some big Ripple news to go over. So guys, make sure to smash the like button for that Ripple news. Ripple just acquired a brand new company, so we're going to talk about that. Roger, good to see you. Linda, good to see you. Tracy, thanks, Space. Crypto Clay, good to see you, man. So here's the press release. Ripple just bought Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. And I haven't done a lot of DD on Hidden Road, so I did a quick look at who they are. But I thought it'd be more fun just to do this live on stream. So if we take a look at who Hidden Road is. The global credit network for institutions. Technology-driven prime brokerage, clearing, financial financing across traditional and digital assets. Okay, so it looks like they're already pretty cryptocurrency native. Let's see their services. Okay, so prime brokerage, FX and precious metals, digital asset exchange, and OTC, synthetics, OTC swaps, FTX, equities, commodities, derivative clearing, derivative margin financing, digital asset margin financing. Very interesting stuff there. Tracy says only 25 likes. That's lame. I agree, Tracy. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. I wonder who, I kind of want to find a little bit more about the company and kind of how they're doing. So let's take a look at this next. Hidden Road revenue. All right, so we got their they make about $29 million a year. How long have they been around? Let's see who their CEO is. Richard Powers. I kind of hate this website. Hate websites that just pop ads on you. I think Zoom info is normally better. So founded in 2019, so it's a pretty new company. Revenue is growing pretty quickly. Very interesting stuff. Crypto Clay, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. I really appreciate that. So not a lot on their website. It's kind of one of those companies you kind of reach out to and figure out more about them. But I'll just say right here, FX, that has Ripple's name written all over it. Digital asset exchanging. So I have a feeling this will be where the XRP Ledger DEX comes into play. Synthetic OTC swaps, FX, equities, commodities, digital assets, energy, real estate, tokenized assets, derivative margin financing, kind of treasury function, derivative clearing, futures options, clearing, all XRP. So I think this is the side of Ripple's institutional DeFi, but the centralized portion, because there just has to be centralized portions of it as well. There's two ways to, sorry, just breaking into the Celsius. There's two ways to look at the DeFi market. There's the everything's going to be DeFi market, and there's the you're going to have centralized parts of DeFi and decentralized parts of DeFi. So in my opinion, you're always going to be pretty much, or all these large financial institutions are always going to be kind of trading centralized products on a UI, but then it will be settled on decentralized rails. So this could be that centralized part of onboarding financial institutions to the XRP ledger before they move to a more DeFi environment. Because here's the thing that we really face right now. A lot of big financial institutions, right? They have trillions and trillions of dollars of assets, but how do you just start putting those on the XRP ledger? Well, you start by just settling those on the XRP ledger, and then ultimately you start purchasing them natively on the ledger or in a DeFi environment. So this is kind of this way where financial institutions can, in the same way Ripple's cross-border liquidity product works, where people don't need to know they're using XRP to use XRP. I think this is going to be a very similar thing. So really cool to see. I kind of talked about this earlier. I said, when Ripple buys someone, we're probably not going to know who it is, and they're just going to be this this player that adds a whole bunch of feature sets Ripple doesn't have, and that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. I've never heard of this company, but they look like a pretty exciting one. Very cool. All right, well, what a way to start the morning. Ripple makes its purchase, 1.25 bill. And I think this is a good one. I mean, just looking at their what they do. I mean, it seems like it makes a ton of sense. So I'm excited about it. This is big for RWAs. Yeah, I completely agree. This is really big for RWAs. Because Ripple needed a broker-dealer license to really complete what they wanted to do there. So I'm assuming this comes with a broker-dealer license. Yeah, prime broker. Yeah, so that this gives them a broker-dealer license, which is huge. Ripple's going to have every license out there. They're going to be able to do whatever they want. I think they have a banking license. They have their United States state money transmitter license. They have their BIT license. They have their New York Trust license. They have now a broker dealer license. They're gonna have every license out there, and products to integrate those licenses directly to the XRP ledger. No other cryptocurrency business has any level of this kind of licenses. When regulations come online, Ripple's going to be ready to move, and everyone else is going to be trying to figure out how to get these things. Great acquisition, in my opinion. I would rate this a 6 out of 10 for flashiness, and 8 out of 10 for the purchase of the company. I don't know enough about them to give it higher than that. If I gave it like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, that would be a little crazy, because like I just briefly looked at their website, briefly looked at the things they do. But if they are as good as I think they are, then it would be a home run purchase. I just don't know enough about them to start saying this is a 10 out of 10 purchase. For all I know, they're just a bunch of scrubs, and they're just advertising well, but I don't think Ripple would have fell for that. So not really worried about that, but just need to see a little more. It's something else to say about it as well. Jake might fall out of his bed after reading this when he wakes up. Well, I already sent it to our team chat, so he'll see it as soon as he wakes up. Yeah, one of my other favorite parts about Ripple, and they continue to do this, is acquisitions at the right time. So, the market is crashing right now. Everyone's freaking out, and then this is where Ripple starts purchasing. Man, Ripple does a really good job of buying blood. When the market's pumping, Ripple doesn't go in and make these acquisitions, and this is a really good sign. I'm going to tweet this out real quick, so I'll just share my screen as I'm doing that. This is a really good sign of Ripple's just management level. Home runs, one word or two words? Two words. Very, very cool. Come on, Mickle. Dave Portnoy would be embarrassed hearing you rate something without a decimal. All right, I'll give it a. I feel like I have to round up for the broker dealer license, so I'll give it an 8.5. 8.5. Oh man, I didn't know I'd be roasted for my rating skills. Man, I would love to meet Dave at some point. Let's see what else we got in the news here. Oh, Brad has a write-up on this. Let's go. Oh, here we go. This is going to be good. This is where we get the stats on. This is where we get the real rating. All right, I pull my rating back. Let me read what Brad has to say. All right, this is a good start to the morning, man. This is what I love to see. Acquisitions are fun, man. Ripple now owns two custody, one a worldwide credit and digital broker with derivatives. Are fully able to integrate with the XRP ledger and liquidity used in RLUSD. Fire Dog. You can't be drilling me on this rating score. I'm new to the rating. Cut me some slack here, Fire Dog. Also, guys, for those of you unaware, Fire Dog is now hosting spaces. I'll leave it to Fire Dog to drop when those spaces are in the comment section. But I joined the spaces last night and it was a ton of fun. He does some good technical analysis up there. Oftentimes I share a guy named Dom, his post. He does some great TA. He's often up there as well. So Fire Dog, a little shout out to you and your spaces. I had a great time last night just listening in. So I just wanted to throw you some attention there. And guys, make sure to go check that out. I noticed a lot of people from the comment section hanging out in there last night, which was also cool to see. All right, let's go over Brad's post. Today, Ripple announced the acquisition of Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, one of the largest deals ever in the crypto space. But the price tag isn't what's most important. You know what's really funny too? This $1.25 billion was supposed to go to the SEC, and then they just bought like a super important derivatives clearing platform. So, all right, don't have to pay the SEC anymore. Let's take this $1.25 billion and let's do something else with it. Now, Ripple was never going to pay the SEC $1.25 billion, but that's what the SEC wanted. And it's kind of just a slap in the face. Ripple's like, oh, we had the $1.25 billion. You're just not getting it. But the price tag isn't what's most important. It's that the deal marks a once in a lifetime opportunity for crypto to access the largest and most trusted traditional markets and vice versa. Prime brokers, along with other key functions historically managed by banks, for the most part, like Hidden Road, have proven themselves as the trusted intermediary for the largest hedge funds, market makers, OTC desk, quant traders, and more. Ripple has been a customer of Hidden Road for years, and we know their breadth and expertise firsthand, clearing $3 trillion annually. Wow. They're clearing $3 trillion annually for 300 of the top financial institutions globally. This is the capital and activity that will tap into the XRP ledger and XRP's bread and butter, instant, efficient, scalable, and low-cost movement of value. Instead of waiting 24 hours to settle trades through fiat rails, Hidden Road will use the XRP ledger for clearing a portion of trades, and most consequently using RLUSD as collateral across the prime broker service, including cross-asset, crypto, and traditional trades. With this deal and the backing of Ripple's significant balance sheet, Hidden Road will exponentially expand its capacity to serve its pipeline and become the largest non-bank prime broker globally. Ripple and Hidden Road combined are a generational leap forward, ready to truly bring the world's most traditional and decentralized space together. Oh, doesn't get more bullish than that. 9.7 out of 10. There you go, Fire Dog. I changed it and gave you the decimal. It's super, super cool, man. Let me just let me just send this out. Man, that's awesome. I love the part too about the direct integration to the XRP ledger. I think that's what a lot of people really want to see. Uh, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that this is one of those acquisitions. It's just like Medico. It's like no one knew who they were. They were like, and then you look into them and you're just like, this is a home run. And to get this kind of value, $3 trillion annually, out of an acquisition of a forward-leaning broker dealer working with the top 300 financial institutions. I mean, now whether it's custody, trading, cross-border liquidity, Ripple's working with like every major financial institution in the United States at a certain level. Bob says, how does it translate to XRP? Well, right here. This is the capital and activity that will tap into the XRP, into XRP and the XRP's ledgers, bread and butter, instant, efficient, scalable liquidity, and low cost movement of value. So they're going to directly be running volume through the XRP ledger as part of this purchase. And that's close to $3 trillion annually. Now, is it going to be $3 trillion year one? Probably not. It will probably be a couple hundred million or a couple billion annually year one. But this is how you scale up that institutional liquidity onto the ledger and get to the point everyone wants it to be. And I love when they're buying them too. I love the timing in the middle of all this tariff news. It's so nice. A lot of people talking about today's ETF. It's more of a futures kind of 2x leverage thing. It's not, it's exciting, but the spot ETFs are what really drive good volume to XRP. So you know, the ETF is exciting, but this is in my opinion 10 times more exciting than the ETF. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. This is a huge acquisition. This is why the tariffs knocking down price is a temporary setback. Yeah, this is a perfect example. Tariffs knocking down the prices of assets allowed Ripple to purchase a company on the low. No, it doesn't say anything about using RLUSD instead of XRP. It's important to realize that even if something's backed with RLUSD, you still need XRP as liquidity. So this is Chad Steinberger's notes. In a massive move, Ripple acquires Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, the first crypto company to own a global multi-asset broker. Ripple will inject billions of dollars of capital to provide immediate scale and satisfy the demand of Hidden Road's prime brokerage, clearance, and financing problems. Okay, so it sounds like Hidden Road didn't have enough capital to do this size of clearing they wanted to do. So Ripple's going to come in and inject capital to help them on their clearing because they probably just have huge clients who want to do massive things and then they just don't have the capital to clear. RLUSD will be the first stablecoin to enable efficient cross-managing between digital assets and traditional markets, reinforcing its position as a premium enterprise USD-backed stablecoin. Hidden Road will migrate post-trade activity across the XRP ledger, demonstrating its potential as the go-to blockchain for institutional decentralized finance. I guarantee you there will be liquidity pools with the assets brought from this company on the XRP ledger paired against XRP. Well, it says two things. It says RLUSD will be used as liquidity on the centralized platform, but it also says that the trade activity will happen on the XRP ledger, which goes through XRP through pathfinding. So it's both. All right. Let's see the next thing. Um, just trying to see if there's any more insight on this right now. Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting one. Standard Charter, one of the largest financial institutions out there, predicts that XRP will reach $5 by the end of this year, $8 by the end of 2026, and potentially $15 by the end of 2028. Maybe not as exponential as some people here would like to see, but to see a financial institution like Standard Charter throwing out these kinds of price predictions on XRP, it's surreal to even see them talking about XRP. XRP ETF news today. Yes, Tracy, there is an XRP ETF. It's a little bit of a different one. It's not the normal ETF. It's a leveraged one, which doesn't actually accumulate spot XRP. So it's cool, but it's not necessarily the spot ETFs we're all waiting for. Those will come. News on that ETF going live. Brad's tweet right there, which is exciting. No, this is great. Oh, this is something else very interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this, and this totally went over my head, but Meta Law Man, and this is, man, I can't believe Meta Law Man did this. This is a ballsy move. Meta Law Man is suing the Department of Homeland Security to figure out who Satoshi is. And there are people in the comments throwing a fit right now over this happening. This is gonna be really interesting because Meta Law Man is going out there and saying we are going to find out who Satoshi is by suing the United States government. I cannot believe he is taking this on. There's a lot of people very upset by this, and it is funny to watch. Very interesting to see the comments here. This has sparked a very big debate. But here we go. They're going to try to figure out who Satoshi is, or Metalaw Manuel. Fire Dog, where do I find that? Yeah, I don't know what the United States government will actually hand over. Metalaw Man's a very smart person, though. Very great attorney. And I just can't believe that he's taking this on. I really can't. This is a crazy one. I'm curious if he responded to anyone yet. Okay. So someone said, Metalaw Man, this is a serious error. Why? And he says, because he believes in transparency. He doesn't believe in the government keeping secrets. And now we'll know if the department that stated there was 4 Satoshis was telling the truth or they were mistaken. So Metalaw Man is doubling down on this. He says, I'm going to do it. I want the transparency. And it's just fascinating to see. This is one of those things that's going to ruffle a lot of people the wrong way, especially the Bitcoiners. Especially the Bitcoiners. Man, that is going to be crazy to watch happen. What a morning. After not too much happening in crypto for a couple of weeks here. This is quite the morning we're watching, and the markets are recovering. Stock market looks pretty green this morning. Cryptocurrency market is rebounding. A lot of great things. Pretty soon, I feel like people will completely forget about the tariffs, and it will be off to the next big best thing. Agent says, thank you for your time. No, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate that. It's so cool whenever I get to see people in person and they're so thankful for these live streams. Is one of the things that keeps me going. I mean, when I have late nights, sometimes it's not easy to get on these live streams first thing in the morning. Wake up, look like I'm not half asleep. So really appreciate all the kind words there. Yeah, but this between the Satoshi news, Ripple buying this company, the XRP levered ETF going live, all pretty huge things. Me personally, I believe Satoshi's Jack Dorsey. Candidly, I haven't done that much research on it. I just saw a post that breaks down why someone else thinks it's Jack Dorsey. I thought it was really compelling, and it was the most compelling thing I've seen. So. Ripple Bob says, is Ripple just using XRP income to make Ripple the company bigger, or do they really have the best interest of XRP in mind? I continue to wonder that. Well, Bob, at the end of the day, if you really understand what Ripple's doing, XRP is a critical part of it. XRP is the entire reason Ripple's even a special company. It's the beating heart of everything they do. So it's important to understand, if you don't see, there's no scenario where Ripple doesn't use the XRP ledger, because the XRP ledger is the real innovation here. Ripple's just a company that sits on top of the XRP ledger to make their products digestible for financial institutions that don't understand cryptocurrency. But without XRP, Ripple's really not that special. They're the thing that really, XRP is really the thing that makes all this what it is. XRP is the rails, the plumbing for what Ripple's going to do. So the bigger and bigger Ripple gets, the more customers they have, the more people who will ultimately brought to the XRP ledger. If you believe in XRP as an asset and as a global settlement platform, it's almost impossible to separate that out from Ripple. Taylor just woke up to it. Taylor, this is just finding out about the acquisition news. Taylor, I'll go through Brad Garlinghouse's tweet again. It's probably the best tweet out there that breaks this down. But first, I guess we can just take a look at. So they bought Hidden Road, which is a global prime brokerage for FX, precious metals, digital assets, synthetic OTC swaps, FX, equities, commodities, clearing, derivatives, futures, options, sponsored access, direct market access, derivatives financing, digital asset margin financing. And then Brad Garlinghouse came in and said, bought Hidden Road, one of the biggest crypto deals ever, 1.25 billion. Price tag doesn't matter. Really important opportunity to access the largest and most trusted traditional markets and vice versa. Prime brokers, along with other key functions managed by banks. Hidden Road is a great example of this. They're a trusted intermediary for large hedge funds, market makers, OTC dealers, quant traders, and more. Ripple has been a customer of them for years, clearing $3 trillion annually with 300 of the top financial institutions. This is a capital activity that will tap into XRP and the XRP ledger's bread and butter. Instant, efficient, scalable, low-cost movement of value. Instead of waiting 24 hours to settle trades through fiat, Hidden Road will use the XRP ledger for clearing portions of the trade, and most consequently, using RLUSD as collateral across the prime broker service, including cross-asset, crypto, and traditional settlement. With this deal and the backing of Ripple's significant balance sheets, Hidden Road will exponentially expand its capacity to service its pipeline, become the largest non-bank prime broker globally. Generational leap forward for both traditional and decentralized finance, and especially mixing them together. So much winning. I completely agree. This is a huge, huge, huge win. And even XRP wants to play a little bit of a part in this, rebounding off some of the correction this morning and trying to push back up to that $2 mark. Man, I would love to break back above that. Brian K says, I hope we can accumulate for another 3 to 4 years. That's a funny comment because I feel the same exact way. I think a lot of people just want to see XRP go up in price and say, okay, I made my money. But I think a lot of people, when it's all said and done, will wish they had more time. I know I will. $2 gonna break easy. I tend to agree. It was kind of a liquidation event that brought us through it. And it seems like for the market, for the most part, is really shaking off a lot of what we went through the other day. All right, Bloomberg's out with their article now. Bloomberg's out with their article. Ripple is acquiring prime brokerage Hidden Road for 1.25 billion, making it the largest deal ever for the digital asset company, one of the biggest in the history of the cryptocurrency industry. So Ripple's doing some big boy acquisitions right now. Some big boy acquisitions. And I love too how like non-flashy and how technical these acquisitions are. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Everyone's just waking up and digesting this news right now. Let's take a look at the price of XRP. We're pushing close to this resistance now. We'll see if we can pop up and break it and see if this brings some bullishness into the market. Typically, XRP doesn't really react to news like this, but this is some big one. Hate paywalls. Yeah, I won't even click on Bloomberg. I won't even click on Bloomberg because of the paywall. It's so dumb to have the paywall. And here we go is some outside Ripple news, but Anchorage Digital becoming a selected custodian for BlackRock. So BlackRock specifically tapping Anchorage Digital for client customer custody accounts. So very cool to see BlackRock stepping in. And BlackRock now utilizing Anchorage Digital for digital asset custody. Can't say much on that, but if you know, you know, and it's something very cool to see. BlackRock stepping in, using Anchorage Digital for custody for their clients. So wanted to share that real quick. Oh, Jake, good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. You know, and that's an exciting one. Oh, that's so funny. Someone said my mom is investing with me, made her an account picking up crypto every week. Oh, that's so funny. That's awesome. I don't think my mom's there yet, but she does know about crypto. It's a little bit of a learning curve though. I had funny little story as we come to the end of this live stream. I had like a necklace with kind of an XRP, just an XRP thing on it. You guys know the necklace is me and 24 Hours Crypto. We're selling them for a bit. And my mom thought that was like one of my XRP tokens. So I had like my XRP pennant on. And she was like, "Oh, is that like what one of those XRP things is?" And I just started cracking up. I was like, "Yeah, mom, that's one of my XRPs." Just had no concept that it was digital. She saw the necklace and she's like, "Oh, that's one of your coins, right?" I'm like, "Nope." Jeremy says, "Been watching you for months, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much." I got my 85-year-old father in at 30 cents. Oh, that's what a buying opportunity. Good for you. It's fun too when prices are going up. The problem is most people don't want to buy when prices are low. Most people want to buy when prices are high. So you got to get people in when it's a good time to get in. What are my thoughts on XRP today? Well, it's a good day for XRP in my opinion. Hidden Road is a New York-based company. Thank you guys so much for following up on that. How much trades he takes in one live stream? I don't trade on live stream. I don't really trade at all, actually. I don't trade, actually. Pretty much never. I like everything to at least to make it into the long-term capital gains portion of my portfolio. So anything I buy is just sit on my hands and wait. Nice crypto, I mean, nice fire dog. That's awesome. All right, guys, with that said, I got to jump. Ton of stuff going on. I got to go check out. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Exciting day. Kind of a cool thing to log on to today. Some good news to be able to break down. It seems like Ripple's purchasing. Ripple sees a bottom in the market. They see a great opportunity to add some companies for the cheap, and this is going to be a home run purchase. I'm already super excited about it. I'm super excited to see how I can leverage some of this. Because this opens up a lot of new possibilities for all kinds of new products and services down the road. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Incredible day. If you don't mind, on your way out, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It will boost the stats for people looking to watch this live stream